Good morning, dear everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 30th of July 2014, and we are in the Stillwater Meditation Hall, Upper Hamlet of Plum Village, during our summer opening. We still have 2 more days to enjoy. Today we have a session of questions and answers. And the children will have the time to ask a number of questions. And then we invite teenagers to ask their questions. You might like to ask real questions. Don't be afraid. And then there will be plenty of time for us young adults and adults to ask our questions. And those who have a question to ask are invited to come here and sit around Thay and take turn to sit on that chair so that everyone can see him or her. You know that a good question can help many people. So you should ask the real question in our heart. A question that has to do with our suffering, our practice. If you speak a kind of language that we do not understand here, and you have to bring your own translator. Don't ask questions about Buddhist studies, because this is a retreat of mindfulness and not a course on Buddhism. Ask practical questions on the practice. And you know that a good question does not have to be too long. So, children, please come. Teenagers, young adults, and others, come here and sit around Thay. Before we ask a question, we breathe in and out 3 times with the sound of the bell, so that we can be calm enough. We are very lucky. It's sunny today, and it will be sunny tomorrow also. And today we have a picnic lunch at Thich Nhat Hanh Temple, down the hill. Are you ready, dear friends? Now let's listen to the bell and breathe. It's wonderful to breathe in.
Comment mangent nos parents? Comment on mange nos parents?
Comment on mange? Comment on mange les parents? It's a good question.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, the question is, how do we eat our parents?
Because before yesterday, we spoke about the love, and sometimes we understand love as eating. I love chocolate. So I love chocolate means I want to eat chocolate. So when we say I love my mother, it might mean I want to eat my mother. And there is a lot of truth in that. If we eat our mother and if we don't do anything, and then very soon you eat her all, and there will be nothing left for us to eat. So the answer is that while eating our mother, we have to nourish her. We have to offer her joy, happiness, nourishment. Because mother is like us. She needs nourishment. She needs to eat also. And if we have some freshness, some compassion, some love, and then we can offer our mother. It's like when we plant an orange tree. We know that the orange tree will provide us with orange blossoms and beautiful oranges for us to eat. And those of us who know how to take care of the orange trees, we have the time to water the tree, to offer the tree nutrition, so that the tree continue to grow beautifully and to continue producing beautiful oranges. So our mother is like an orange tree. We have to nourish her. We have to help her. And first of all, we have to understand her. Because our mother has so many things to do. She takes care of many things at the same time. And if we take all of her time, and then she will have no time to take care of herself. And that is why by consuming our mother, by eating our mother, we have to be very careful. We have to allow our mother to have the chance to recover, to grow, to be healthy, to be beautiful. So this is not very easy. I think the children should sit down and speak to each other to find a way as how not to make our mother suffer. Because we children, we can make our mother and father suffer, causing them a lot of problems, taking all of their time. So there is a way to behave that we can help our mother to suffer less. One of the things we should do is to sit up with our mother and ask her about her suffering, her problems. Because we children, we have our difficulties, our suffering. And we only think about our suffering and our difficulties. And we count on our mother to help us. But we do not know that our mother also has suffering, difficulties in her. So if you listen to her, she will tell you. And if you understand, you will not demand too much of her. And you can help her suffer less. And you can offer your freshness, your love, your beauty to her. Like when we are angry, when we are lonely, if we know how to sit down and breathe gently and relax, ego suffer less. And our mother would not have to worry too much. And that is why children can practice breathing, relaxing, and suffer less. In that case, they are helping their mother, their father. I think children can do a lot in order to help our father and mother suffer less. And one of the things they should do is to talk to them about the suffering, the difficulties. Mother, what do you want me to do? What you do not want me to do? And she will tell you, and that is very helpful. D'accord? Très bien.
When you talk in a Dharma talk, you talk about the suffering that is in the present. And I would like to know what made you become a monk. Was it the age when you were small that you realized the suffering? Or was it you grew up and you realized that everyone was suffering where you lived?
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, a young friend asked the question about suffering. He said that in the Dhamma talks, Thay shares about suffering, and he wanted to know when Thay decided to become a monk as a young man, was he already aware of the suffering in the world, or was it only later in Thay's life that he became aware that people around him were suffering?
When I was about 9 or 10 years old, I already began to see that people around me suffer. I did not see as much suffering as when I grew up, but at that time I already could see suffering. Adult they suffer from anger, they quarrel with each other, they say not words that are not kind to each other, they are nervous, they are not peaceful. And one day I saw the picture of a Buddha on a Buddhist magazine. And the Buddha was sitting on the grass, and his face is very calm, very relaxed, very happy. I was very impressed. And I told myself, I was a little boy, no, I want to be someone like this. Calm, serene, happy like this. And that is the first time the seed of peace, the seed of compassion, the seed of joy in me was watered by the drawing of a Buddha. I don't know who was the artist that drew the Buddha on the cover of a magazine, but he did me a favor by watering the seed of Buddhahood in me. And later on, my school organized an outing, climbing a mountain not very far from our district. The mountain is Mountain Nation. And we organize ourselves as groups of five boys. And we were instructed to bring along water to drink and rice bowl and sesame seeds to eat. At the time there was no Coca-Cola, so you had to boil water and to wait for it to cool and pour it into bottles. And each boy bring along one bottle of boiled water. The teachers, they also prepare, and they brought with them fruit that is fancier than our food. I believe that they brought along fried chicken, something like that. And I was very excited because I learned, someone told me that up on the mountain nation there was a hermit, means a monk, who was practicing in order to become a Buddha. So I'm very excited to meet him on the top of the mountain. So that morning we started very early in the morning, and we go up there in groups of 5 boys, because in my class the majority are boys. A class of 50 and only about 5 girls. Now the situation is better. The number of girls is equal to the number of boys. And the whole school went together, not just one class. At that time I did not know walking meditation. So we tried to climb as quickly as possible in order to arrive as quickly as possible. So we got very tired and we drank up all our water. We became very thirsty, you see. Now I know better. I would never climb a mountain like that. We climb in such a way that when we arrive we are still fresh, happy, because we know walking meditation. So we arrive at the top of the mountain exhausted. And I learned the bad news that the hermit was not there. A hermit is someone who wants to be alone in order to practice meditation deeply. And maybe he had heard that many hundred boys are coming up. So maybe he has tried to hide himself somewhere in the mountain. That is why when he arrived, we found his hut empty. And I was very disappointed. And while the other boys set up the picnic, I ventured alone into the wood, hoping that if I am lucky, I can see him hidden somewhere, you see. And as I enter the wood, I hear the sound of water dripping. It's beautiful like a piano. And I just follow the sound, and I discover a very beautiful little well, natural well made of stones. And the water was so limpid, so clear. And you know I was very thirsty. So I kneel down and cup the water and drink and drank. It's so delicious. So delicious, especially when you are thirsty. I think you cannot compare it with Coca-Cola. It's much better than Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola. And while drinking and enjoying the water, I had a thought that this hermit might have spiritual power. He might have transformed himself into a well so that I can see him. It's kind of private audience with someone who is holy, who has magical power, who can transform himself into anything he wants. You know, before that I had heard a lot of fairy tales. So we believe that things like that were possible. So I saw the beautiful well as the transformation of a hermit, so that I can privately have an audience with him. And after, I remember very vividly that after having drunk the water, I felt so satisfied, completely satisfied. There is no more desire in me, even the desire to meet the hermit in person. You feel fulfilled. You don't need anything else. And that is a very wonderful feeling. The feeling of fulfillment, no desire at all. That is the highest state of mind. No more desire. You feel contented. And I lie down and rest for 1 or 2 minutes because it's so wonderful. And I fell into a sleep. I don't know how long did I sleep, but the sleep must have been very deep because when I woke up, I did not know where I was. It took me many seconds in order to remember that I am on the top of the Nam mountain and the 4 other boys are waiting for me out there. So I had to sit up, and with a lot of regret, I had to leave the well. And when I found the 4 boys, I was not the same boy. There was something special in me. I had some satisfaction. I have some peace, a deep experience of peace in me. So I was silent. I did not want to tell the story to other boys because I thought that if I share, then I would lose something. I want to keep it secret. And during the time I walked down to the boys, one sentence came to my head, and the sentence came in French. Because when I was small, I already learned French. I did not know any word of English. And the sentence is, I have tasted the most delicious water in the world. Most delicious water in the world. This kind of poem with only one line. And from that day on, I nourishing myself the intention to become a monk. When you become a monk, you will have much more, a lot of peace and compassion, and you can help so many people. And I also learned in the Buddhist magazine, that very Buddhist magazine, I read articles in that, and I found out in my country there were two dynasties, the Li dynasty and the Tang dynasties. When Buddhism was very flourishing, not only the people practice Buddhism, but the kings and his subjects also practice Buddhist meditation. There was a king whose name is Thich Nhat Hanh. He practiced sitting and chanting 6 times a day, and he left behind that text of practice still available. So we had 300 or more years of peace, and we learned that if the people in the country practice Buddhist meditation, the country will be peaceful and the people will be united. So when I grew up, I had the opportunity to become a novice monk. And then not very long after, there was a war between the French and the Vietnamese. And after that, the Vietnamese and the Americans. So there are a lot of war, there's killing and so on. So practicing Buddhism, I try to find out the best way in order to help people to suffer less. And Buddhism, this kind of Buddhism should be practiced in society and not only in temples. That's why we have discovered what we call engaged Buddhism. And Buddhism that can be practiced in the marketplace, in the city hall, in the army, in the business circle, in school. So today what we learn here is engaged Buddhism, the kind of Buddhism that everyone can practice, including very young ones who are still going to school.
Pourquoi des fois on pleure et on est content, et pourquoi des fois on pleure et on est triste?
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, why sometimes when we cry we're happy, but sometimes when we cry we're sad?
Usually when people are happy, they do not cry. Usually they cry only when they are sad, when they suffer. But sometimes when we are happy, we are moved, we can cry. And when you cry like that, we don't suffer. Like someone who is dear to us and who has not been there for a long time, now she come back. And we are so happy and we cry. And these are tears of joy. Tears of joy. And it's good to cry like that. And when we suffer, it's natural that we cry. It's good to be able to cry, because there are people who suffer a lot but who cannot cry. So we have to help them to cry. If we can help them to bring themselves to cry, they will suffer less. So crying is not so bad. And to feel sadness, loneliness is not something bad either. All of us feel sad from time to time. All of us feel lost from time to time. All of us feel angry from time to time. There's nothing wrong with feeling sad or angry or lost. But we should learn that why we feel lonely, we feel sad, we feel angry, we have to go back to ourselves in order to embrace our sadness, our anger, our fear. I don't know whether you have tried that or not, but that is a wonderful practice. Sometimes you feel very comfortable when you hold your loneliness. You feel very warm. You don't have to push your loneliness out. Your loneliness is there and you accept it. And you breathe in and out so that you can be truly there and you embrace your loneliness. It's very kind, very nice. I don't know whether you have tried or not. But sometimes we want to be alone and hold our loneliness. And we have the impression that we can be there for ourselves. We don't need another person to help us. We have the capacity to take care of ourselves. So next time when you are angry or lost or lonely, try that. It's wonderful. And it's an opportunity also. Learn to go home to yourself and embrace your pain, your suffering. One day, Thay learned during the war in Vietnam that a village called My Lai was bombed by the American Air Forces. And the whole village was destroyed. And that is because only that it was reported that 3 or 4 guerrillas have come to the village and set up anti-aircraft guns. So they learned that and so they came and bombed the village. And most of the people were killed. Now, in the situation of war, such things do happen. And the American military commander, I forget his name, he declared with the press that he had to destroy the town in order to save it. I have to destroy the town in order to save it from communism. So Thay got very angry. How can you say that you save people when you destroy them? So that anger is so big. And as a practitioner, Thay tried to go back to himself and hold that anger. It takes many days in order to hold anger and to feel calm and to feel compassion for those who have caused damage, because they are victims of wrong perceptions. They want to save people and yet they destroy people. So they do not have the right understanding, right view, right thinking. So we should help them rather than to be angry at them. So Thay got out of that anger just by embracing the anger like this. And Thay wrote a poem. I hold my face in my two hands. No, I'm not crying. I hold my face in my two hands to keep my loneliness warm. I hold my face in my two hands in order to keep my loneliness calm. Two hands protecting, two hands nourishing, two hands preventing my soul from flying out in anger. I think Bessie Rose has put it into music, and if Sư Cô Chân Không, she likes, she can sing that song for us. Hey, Sư Cô Chân Không, give her the microphone. I hold my face in my two hands. No, I am not crying. I hold my face in my two hands in order to keep my loneliness warm. Dear friend, try it. Next time when you have anger, you have loneliness, and you feel the warmth with the practice of mindfulness, and you can heal. Two hands protecting, two hands nourishing, two hands preventing my soul from flying in anger.
I hold my face in my two hands. I hold my face in my two hands. My hands hollow to catch up my fall from within me, deeper than crying. I am not crying. I hold my face in my two hands to keep my loneliness warm, to cradle my anger, shelter the flame from the rain and the thunder. Two hands preventing my soul from flying in anger. I hold my face in my two hands to keep my loneliness warm, to cradle my despair, shelter the flame from the rain and the thunder, warming the basin so that tomorrow may blossom understanding, warming the basin so that tomorrow may blossom compassion. I hold my face in my two hands. My hands hollow to keep push my fall from within me, deeper than crying. I am not crying. In my two hands, I am not crying. In my two hands.
Thank you for asking a question. with the help of many friends. Alone I cannot do that. So there are many people helping Thay to create Plum Village. Thank you for asking the question. Now the children can stand up and bow to the Sangha before leaving. And the teenagers will prepare to ask their questions. Thank you very much. You have asked wonderful questions.
Cher Thay, cher Sangha, dans beaucoup de textes ici et aussi dans les cinq contemplations, on parle beaucoup de respecter la terre-mère et d'en prendre soin.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, in many of the texts here in Plum Village, we talk a lot about respecting Mother Earth.
Et pourtant, il y a énormément, la majorité de l'alimentation qu'on mange ici n'est ni bio ni est exportée de très loin. Et moi, quand j'écoute les cinq contemplations,
But a lot of the food that we eat here is not organic and is exported from countries far away. So when we read the five contemplations,
moi, ça me pose question, ça me bloque parce que je me dis, on parle de respecter la terre-mère et ce que j'ai en face de moi à manger, c'est pas en cohérence avec ce qu'on dit.
so I feel blocked when I read the five contemplations because the food in front of me is not in line with respecting Mother Earth because it's not organic and it comes from far away.
Et donc ma question c'est comment ça se fait qu'il y ait aussi forte incohérence ici?
So my question is, how is it that there can be something so incoherent here?
We have friends who are taking care of Happy Farm. May they come and offer an answer. We have a farm here in Plum Village growing organic food, and you may like to listen to them.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, Sukho Chang Kong shared that she heard that in the new hamlet, 2/3 of the vegetables come from the Happy Farm, but because there's so many people here, more than 1,000, we cannot provide for everyone during the summer retreat.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, I just wanted to share with you that the Happy Farm is in its second growing season, and it's a pleasure to be part of the Happy Farm, and we grow lots of fruit and vegetables in a way which we grow it in such a way that we respect Mother Earth and we respect ourselves, the community, the planet. And I think this is an intention, this is a statement that this is the way we would like the community to go forward. So there's a lot of support with the Sangha with this project, and like has already been shared, there are lots of people that come to Plum Village, and our intention is to provide more and more organic food locally as the years pass. And it's a real pleasure to be able to grow food in this way, and it brings a lot of happiness as well. And I think that's all I've got to say at the moment. Thank you very much.
There are things that you should remember. In Plum Village, you do not eat meat. You do not drink alcohol. And that's very important for protecting Mother Earth. Because the meat industry destroyed a lot of the environment. When you eat meat, you pollute more than you drive a car. And because of the meat industry, they have to cut a lot of forests, provide a grazing land for animals. You pollute the water, you pollute the land, the air. So refraining from eating meat, eating chicken, is already a big step. And alcohol, we refrain from drinking alcohol because alcohol can be very destructive to our body, to our mind. And in order to make alcohol, we have to use a lot of grain. So next time when we drink liquor, we have to look deeply. The amount of grain that we use to make alcohol is enormous. And there are so many people dying in the world because of the lack of food. And instead of using that amount of grain to feed the hungry people, we make it into alcohol and you drink. But in Plum Village, we do not drink alcohol. That is something good. And they say that if developed countries in Europe, North America, if they can reduce the eating of meat and drinking of alcohol by 50%, they can already change the world, and that is possible. So eating vegetarian is a kind of helping already. Refraining from drinking alcohol is already very helpful. In Plum Village, we have every week we have one no-car day. And we are making progress on that. It is not completely contrasting with what we recite in the chanting book. And the question is, how can we help Plum Village to do more, to go further in that direction, living in such a way that can reduce the suffering of living beings and preserve our planet.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, our friend asked, I would like to know who I am and how to reply to this question. The question is, who am I?
I am the continuation of my parents. I am the continuation of my ancestors. This is very clear. I do not have a separate self. If I look into myself, I can see my father and my mother in every cell of my body. I can see my ancestors in every cell of my body. You can see my country, my people in every cell of my body. I can see that I am made of many elements that can be described as non-me elements. Like that flower, she is made of non-flower elements only. A flower is made of non-flower elements. A me is made of non-me elements. This is very clear. In the flower, we can see the sunshine, the rain, the earth, the minerals, the cloud. And they are not flowers, they are non-flower elements. And when non-flower elements come together, they produce a flower. So the non-me elements come together and produce me. So I am that. I do not have a separate existence. I do not have a separate self. This is a right view. And if you see that, you are no longer lonely, because you are the cosmos. You have this body, but you have a cosmic body. The whole cosmos can be found in you. And you have the cosmic body right here and right now. And you can talk to the cosmos in you. You can talk to your father in you, your mother in you, and your ancestors in you. You do not have a you, a separate you. You are made of non-you elements. You are the continuation of parents, ancestors, stars, moon, sun, rivers, mountains. Everything is in you. So you can talk to them and you know that you are the world, you are the cosmos. And this can be seen with meditation when you are concentrated. You begin to see. When suppose a wave on the ocean, ask yourself, who am I? A wave appearing on the ocean, and the wave asks, who am I? And if the wave has some time to get in touch with herself, she will find out that she is the ocean. She is the ocean. She is a wave, but at the same time she is the ocean. And she is not only this wave, but she is the other waves also. So she sees the connectedness, the interbeing nature in her, in other waves, in other waves, and she no longer discriminates about self and not self. And it's very important that the wave realize that she has a wave body, but she has also an ocean body. When the wave recognizes her ocean body, she loses all kind of fear and of discrimination. So that is the goodness of meditation. It can help us touch your roots and free you from discrimination and fear. And if you believe that you have a self separated from father, mother, ancestors, cosmos, you are wrong. There is no separate self. There is you, but you are not made of non-you elements. It's like the flower is made of non-flower essence. And if you live mindfully and with concentration, you will touch deeper and deeper that truth that is in you. And one day you find that you are resting on the ground of the cosmos. Like in the Christian tradition, they say resting in God. And when the wave is resting on the ocean, she is in peace. When you are resting in God, in your cosmic body, you are in peace. And if you practice walking meditation, every step can help you touch that cosmic body, that ocean body, that makes you immortal. You are no longer afraid of dying. And people in the world, they are so busy, they have no time in order to breathe and to walk in order to get in touch with their cosmic body, with their true nature of no birth and no death. So meditation can be very satisfying. You are searching for yourself. You are searching for a meaning. And meditation is to have the time to look deeply, to listen deeply. And when you look deeply, you listen deeply, you get in touch with your true nature. And you lose all your fear and discrimination.
My question is, how can I recognize suffering in myself and learn to take care of it in a healthy way? Because I know that many people have loneliness and it creates sending others lots of suffering because they don't know how to take care of it.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, the question is, how do I learn to take care of suffering in myself? And maybe it's a question about loneliness, because our friend has noticed that many people have loneliness and it creates suffering in them and in others as well. So how to take care of loneliness?
You feel lonely because you have not seen the connection between you and other beings. You have not seen the connection between you and the air, the sunshine, the water, the people, the animals, the plants and the minerals. You are lonely because you believe there is a separate self. So the insight of no self, the insight of inner being can help solve the problem of loneliness. Everything, everyone is there for you. That is the truth. The sunshine is there for you. If there is no sunshine, there is no life on earth, and you cannot be there. And you have to see the deep connection between you and the sunshine. You are made of sunshine. Is the sunshine lonely? The water, the air, Mother Earth, the stars, the moon, they are all there for you. Why do you feel lonely? So to breathe, to walk, to sit in such a way that you can get connected with us, with the stars, with the trees, with the air, with the sunshine. Life is a wonder. There are so many wonders of life available. And your body, your feelings are also wonders. And if you know how to connect yourself with those, you will not be lonely. Loneliness is one of the mental formations. There are good ones and there are negative ones. But loneliness sometimes is helpful. Loneliness can help us to go home and realize that there's something lacking within yourself. You lack understanding. You don't know how to connect with yourself. You are trying to find comforts outside of you. You have the desire to be loved and to love. And you don't know how to fulfill that desire to be loved and to love. Everything has the power to love. Like the sunshine has the power to love. And we human beings, we should have the power to love also. If the sunshine loves us, and then we should be able to love the sunshine back. If the trees love us, and we need to learn how to love the trees. And if we know how to love, we don't feel lonely anymore. There is in us the urge, the need to be there and to continue. And we don't know how to continue well in beauty, so we have to learn. Everyone has to learn. The plant, the flower growing in the garden, she has the need to grow and to continue. She fabricates flower and seeds so that she can continue next year and the year after next. So we have that kind of need in ourselves also. In this tradition, we learn that that kind of loneliness can be transformed into fulfillment if you know how to love. Love is an art. Love is to connect oneself with others. You can begin by connecting yourself with one thing, one person. And if you succeed, you'll be able to connect with everyone, with everything. And true love has the power to heal and to bring fulfillment. And love means to offer well-being, peace, and fulfillment. And there are things that do not offer peace, fulfillment, and joy. And these things cannot be truly called love. Like sexual desire. Sexual desire is not love. And many of us mix up the two things. Many young people think that to love is to have a sexual intercourse with another person. But that's not true. That can cause a lot of suffering to you and to the other person. True love includes respect and reverence. When you love something like a flower, when you love something like a tree, you have to respect the flower and the tree. When you love someone, you have to respect him or her. Not only to respect his mind and also his body. You have to be very gentle, very respectful in order for your love to be true love. If the other person wants only sex, and you will be able to say that that is not love, that is sexual desire. Love is made of understanding and compassion. If you do not understand the other person, you cannot love him or her. And the teaching of true love is very clear in this tradition. To love means to be there and to look and to listen deeply in order for you to see the suffering, the loneliness of the other person, the difficulty of the other person. When you have understood that person, understood his or her suffering, you begin to love already. When we feel that there is one person that can understand us, the loneliness in us disappears. Because you are being understood by someone. Until you find someone that can understand you, your suffering, your difficulties, you don't have that kind of feeling of fulfillment, of being understood. You are lucky if there is someone who can truly understand you, understand your suffering, your difficulties, your loneliness. And if you are receiving a great gift from him or from her, that is the power of understanding. And now you have to offer back. Do you understand him or her? Ask yourself, dear friend, do you think that I understand you? Help me to understand you. And when you are able to listen, to look deeply into that person, understanding will arrive and you begin to love him or her truly. And that's a gift. Love is a gift. A gift that can make another person, a person not lonely anymore, because you have been able to offer her, offer him understanding, and acceptance. You can accept him, you can accept her, because you have understood her and you are ready to help him, to nourish the good things in him, or to transform the negative still remaining in him, so that you are a true lover. And when you are in love like that, you are no longer lonely. And if you only have a sexual relationship with him or her, well, that makes the situation worse. So it is in this teaching and practice, as described in the third mindfulness training about true love, it is written very clear. Sexual desire is not love. So when the other person demands sex, and we know that this is only sexual desire, we have to be able to refuse. No, that is not love. When we have understood each other deeply And the act of being together in a sexual relationship can be a very beautiful thing. But before that, it is ugly. It will destroy you. It will destroy him. So be careful. And if you know how to protect yourself, you have his respect. You can tell him, tell her what is true love. I think the young people of our time have to learn that. When you love someone, not only you respect him or her as a spirit, but you respect him or her as a body. Because the body is a wonder also. In many countries of Asia, we believe that there are zones in our body that are sacred. Nobody is allowed to touch. Like in Vietnam, we believe that this is a place that is very sacred. One of the places. And if you don't know the culture, and if you touch the head of someone, you are not very polite. It is like an altar. The head of a person is like an altar for ancestors, spiritual ancestors, and blood ancestors. And it could not be polite if you touch the head of a person. That is the tradition. For children, that's different. But when a child was when you introduce your child to a guest, and you want to show that your child can already speak, and you ask him or her to make a demonstration. My child, do you love your parents? And the child, yes, I love my parents. And where do you put that love? And the child will say, I put that love here. And all babies, all young children in Vietnam, they know how to answer like that. So this is a very sacred place. This is an altar for our parents and ancestors. You should not touch that. And then there are places also in our body that you should not touch. You can shake hand, you can pat on the shoulder, but you cannot touch the most private, sacred place in our body. And you cause suffering if you do so. And our body is as sacred as our soul. And there are zones that are interdit, forbidden. It's like the forbidden city in the capital, the place of the king. The king lives in the capital. There is a city called a forbidden city. Only those who have the authorization can penetrate in that. And if you penetrate in that forbidden city, and then they will arrest you and they cut the head. So there are zones in our body that are forbidden, sacred. And if someone come and touch, they should be cut. Their head should be cut off. So you tell that to the boy. If you do that, you will lose me. If you don't have respect to my body, you don't have respect at all, and that is not true love. And if you behave like that, the young man will respect you more. And you have the time to find out that whether he is the man that is for you. If that person does not have respect, that does not have respect to you, that does not have the power to understand you, you know that that man, that young man is not for you. It's not so easy, so difficult to find it out. And loneliness, when you feel that you are understood, you are respected, there's no more loneliness. And you can, as you receive that respect and understanding, you can also practice in order to offer people these two things: respect, reverence, and also understanding. And as you are in the path of true love, very soon you will include many of us in your love. And finally you can love us all without discrimination. Because true love always grows. If it stops only with one person, that's not true love. It will grow and bring satisfaction, contentment, happiness to many people. And that is the love of a Buddha. And you can love with the love of a Buddha, embracing all without any discrimination. D'accord.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, I was wondering, when we find someone's presence not nourishing or sometimes exhausting, is it unkind or selfish to want to draw back? And how can we do it skillfully?
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, when we find another person's presence not nourishing, how can we withdraw, or should we withdraw? And we want to withdraw. How can we do so skillfully?
That person who is not nourishing does not have the power to love and to offer. And that person needs love and understanding also. And maybe that person is trying to get some understanding and love from you. So you have to look at that person and find out what is going wrong in him or in her. Because if you are thinking only of your own nourishment and healing, that's not good enough. You have to see the need of the other person. And if you understand what is going on in that person, you might be able to help him or her. And you may do that with the help of friends. Because if you are a practitioner, you should have friends, co-practitioners that can help you. Sometimes the situation is difficult. We have to appeal for help and support from our Sangha. If we find out that alone we can help such a person to be more pleasant, to be more loving, because maybe that person does not have the capacity to love, to be fresh, to offer. And there's a lot of suffering in that person. And if you find out that you are not capable of helping him or her, you need some more practice. Because to love is not just to receive, but to give. So on one hand, you have to deepen your practice, cultivate more compassion and patience. And on the other hand, you have to ask your friends, your colleagues, in order to help you, in order to help that person. And there may be friends who know better how to help him or her. Giving up is also difficult because you keep thinking of that and you keep asking telling you that you are not capable of helping such a person. And you have to be with people who can help you, who can nourish you, who can help you cultivate more compassion, more patience, so that you can succeed with that person. Otherwise, just to cut off relationship, you don't feel good within yourself. You feel that you are helpless. You have failed to help such a person, because it's very clear that such a person needs help. It's very clear. Even if he does not say that he needs help, but he really needs help. So the answer is how to cultivate more patience and compassion, and how to ask our friends to help in this matter. And our commitment to someone should be based on that. Otherwise, we will continue to suffer. We suffer, and the other person will suffer also. Because if we are not happy, the other person will not happy either. Because the other person is always asking for things and is not able to offer anything. And if you continue to suffer, you cannot continue to offer, and you will suffer, and the other person will suffer. So your decision should be made on that kind of insight. And we will find out whether we should continue. But if we decide that not to continue that kind of close relationship, we can still think of the continuation to help that person, even if she is no longer in that kind of intimate relationship. That person still needs help, and that is in Buddhism we call baksa, not abandoning anyone. The love of Buddha is not to abandon anyone. We include everyone in our love. The next thing we will do is to practice walking meditation down to the Thich Nhat Hanh temple. It's so beautiful today. And we will enjoy a picnic lunch together. There will be no music today, no? So, dear Sangha, please enjoy the walk and the picnic lunch in the Thich Nhat Hanh temple.